cooks, we have something very special in the Amy Learns to Cook kitchen today. I received the package from Sabol Brothers, who make custom knives, and they sent me 3 of their handmade knives. I am very honored and very excited to put these knives through the test of cutting, slicing. We're even going to do a little bit of paper cutting with these knives. They look absolutely beautiful. So join me as we do a product review of some custom knives from Sabol Brothers. So I just want to take this opportunity to thank Sabol Brothers for sending these knives. These knives are absolutely incredible, and I cannot wait to get them onto some ingredients. These knives are handmade by 2 brothers who are master knife makers. And let me tell you, I have never used a knife of this quality before, and I am so excited and I'm so honored to be able to test these babies out. So thank you for sending these, and if you want to take a look at these knives, I'll put a link down in the description to their Facebook page. This is a small company and they're currently developing their website, but if you want to look at these knives, they have a great Facebook page with all the information. You can contact them about the knives. And I'm really excited. So thank you, and let's take a look at these and try them out. So these are the knives that I received, and the very first thing that I can say is the saya on these are absolutely fantastic. They look almost like they're decoupage or something. They have a texture to them, but they have basil, asparagus, tomatoes, garlic. I love these things. They're perfect for the kitchen. They're great because they protect your knives. If you put them in a drawer, they keep your knives safe from being damaged, as well as the knives damaging anything. Keeps you from cutting yourself on them. And what's so great about them is they're wood. So look at these cute little wooden dowels on these. Aren't they adorable? And the saya are, they are really, really cute. Unique. I've never seen anything like this, because these are custom made knives, right? These are handmade by 2 brothers. So the first knife we have here is, look at that. Wow. I am absolutely blown away by these knives. They are incredibly beautiful. So this knife here is a Gyuto. It's a Japanese chef's knife. This knife, what's great about a Gyuto over a regular chef's knife is these things are thin and sharp like a traditional Japanese knife, but you can use this just for your general purpose cooking. So it has a beautiful wood handle. Everything about this knife is top notch. It has a beautiful, beautiful finish on the knife. It's comfortable in the hand. This knife has a double bevel blade, and it's made out of N690 steel, which is a very, very, very high quality steel. This knife is fantastic. Look at that baby. Handmade, guys. The next knife is, look at that. This is Kiritsuke. You can tell by the classic tip here. It also is double bevel. It's made out of the same steel. Look at how beautiful that knife is. That's incredible. Here's a another knife. This is a Western style Santoku knife. And this has a very interesting handle. If you guys know me, I love purple. And this is a perfect handle for me. What's great about their knives is you can get anything you want because they're custom knife makers. So you can talk to them about handle, colors, types of wood, and material. But this is a substitute for ivory. And look at the finish on that baby. This knife is just mirror polish there. It's double bevel, again, like the other knives. And let me tell you, I think this is going to be one of my new favorites. It feels so good in my hand. And I'm telling you, I can't wait to use this knife because the way it feels, it's like a glove in my hand. And I think this might be one of my new favorites, right? One of the things I can tell you, there's a curve on this knife, so you can do a rocking motion. This knife is a hybrid, and look at that. The profile also has a curve on it. This knife is a little straighter, so this knife is better for your push cuts. Your push cuts this way, you're slicing like this. And yeah, and you can take off the skin off a fish, right? So let me grab some paper and let's do our first little cut test. So one thing to note about these knives, they are 63 on the Rockwell scale. They're very, very sharp. They're thin. You want to be careful because you don't want to go beating a tree with them because they're made for precision cutting. And one of the things I noticed is these knives are all thicker on this side and super thin on this side. So they're tapered downward, right? That means that there was a lot of work put into these knives to get them to do that. Some knives you see, there's no taper down the knife. And all they do is they basically rip them. And so there's only a taper here. And that's because it's cheaper to do that.
Well, yeah, especially if they're just stamped metal.
Yeah, if they're just stamped metal.
These are forged, there's a lot more work.
So, I'm going to take this knife. Oh my gosh. This knife is awesome. Wow. This is incredible. Watch this, guys. So I have the knife here, right? And I'm just going to take off a tiny bit of this paper. Look how thin that is.
It's better than your scissors.
Huh?
It's better than your scissors.
That's sweet. Let's try. Wow, this knife is sharp. Look at that. That's butter, guys. Look at that thin piece of paper off of there. So let's stop playing around and let's start cutting up some stuff. Okay, so we have a whole bunch of stuff to cut up. We have zucchini, carrot, onion, tomato, potato, and some chicken. So we're gonna have a good time, right? So let's have some fun first with a tomato. Tomatoes are always those things like, you know, you do the tomato test on a knife and that's like the first thing, right? Because that's how you can tell how sharp a knife is. So Here's our tomato. Nicely washed up by the boo, right?
Yeah.
And let's just see how this does just like this. Wow. It just penetrated the skin just like wow. Let's try it with Santoku. This is like a Western Santoku. That's how they describe it. And I think this, like I said, I really like how this knife feels. When I choke up on it, it's just so natural in my hand. And it is so sharp. Wow, it is so sharp. It is so sharp. Nice. Sweet. What do you think this big one can do? Sweet. This is nice. So I just wanted to try the Kiritsuke on this. And, oh my God, this is so nice. Look how thin I could do this. That's a little thin piece of carrot. Right. This is great. I really feel I can do some kind of fine work with this. And this is a really kind of, there's a lot of options with this knife because I really feel like you can do some fine work with it and you can do just your everyday. You can rock with this and you can push cut with it. Nice. Really, really nice. Excellent. Okay, so let's take this carrot. I'm going to use this Western Santoku style. It does a nice rocking motion and wow. It can cut some serious carrot here, guys. Sometimes I like cutting my carrots on the bias. Very, very nice. Very nice. Very smooth. Perfect rocking motion. I mean, this knife, the rocking is perfect. It's ground. The profile is just excellent for me. Because I don't have bigger hands like Eric does. So Eric kind of likes a bigger knife. But I kind of like this. It's so compact and it just feels like an extension of my hand. Zucchini, same thing. Nice. So you can do a push cut. And a push cut is basically where you take your knife, instead of doing this, you're doing this. That knife does a great job.
You're going down and forward at the same time?
You can't. Some people slice this way. They make more of this kind of cutting, and some people do this kind of cutting. This would be a push cut. This is becoming a little bit more natural to me. At first I was like, I can't do a push cut because I'm so used to rocking. And this knife, see how this isn't great for rocking because you really have to bring the knife up high. it kind of seems a little too long for that. It's definitely better for the push cut motion. It's perfect for that, and it is a beautiful knife. Yeah. You know, for me saying I'm not comfortable doing a push cut, when I'm using this knife right here, it's comfortable for me to cut like this. Maybe I just didn't like the push cut because I just didn't have the right knife for it. Wow. I could get used to that. This knife may have just changed the way I think about cutting all the time. That's kind of funny. And then we have this you can rock. This is more like a, you know, a close specialty knife where for specific types of jobs. It's sharp. So let's cut up an onion. I'm going to use we'll cut half of it with the Western style Santoku. And we'll cut the other half with the Gyuto. Okay, so we got our Western style Santoku. Really nice. Excellent. I can even cut this really thin. Wow. This is amazing, guys. This is amazing. When you have when you're using something that's not a quality knife, literally when I cut, I can almost feel in my hand the grain of something. It's really weird. But when I have a beautifully sharp knife, it just, bam, right in there. Yeah.
So with the less sharper knives, it's almost like you're fighting it, so you feel each grain as you're
Yeah, it's weird. It's like you feel all the grains. And when you have a really nice knife that just goes through like butter, it's like you don't feel that. It's almost like when I'm using a knife that's not a great quality, I can feel it, literally feel it through my hand. And I mean, if you do a lot of prep work, if you do a lot of chopping, you probably understand what I'm talking about. Okay, so I'm going to use the Gyuto. This is, wow, that just hit my eyeball. This is a lot longer knife than what I'm used to. I'm not used to having extra handle back here, but oh my gosh, this is like changing my whole world here, guys, because I really like it. Wow. Nice, and I can rock a little bit with this. Nice and sharp. Wow. If you leave the root on, you can cut all the way up to that root. Excellent, 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 excellent. Wow. I like it. Yeah. We have some potatoes, so I'm going to take our, I want to cut these really thin. Wow. Because I want to make some little chips with them. I love this knife. Remember, Eric, when I was saying that all I really know how to do is rock? Mm-hmm. I just learned how to do push cut.
It's sharp, isn't it?
Right here with this knife. Wow, this knife is great. I mean, if you can get me doing stuff like this, thinly slicing these potatoes like this, I'm going to fry these babies up and make some little chips out of them. Yum. Can you like fall in love with a knife? Because you're watching that happen right here. right in front of you. Nice, thin slices of potato. Sweet, look at that. Nice thin cuts of potato. Let me take the end off here so it's flat. You don't even have to use a food processor. Wow. Some people always say when I'm testing a product, they can tell when I really like it because I get this kind of weird geekiness about me. And I'm there, right? Sweet. This knife is thicker than that one, but it's great. Wow. Can I even do it with this small knife? Yeah. Yeah. This is really great because, you know, the knife is not as wide this way.
Has a thinner curve.
Yeah, it's like you really feel like you can do like a little bit more detail work with it. It's great. I really think these are the best knives that I've ever used. They're the best knives I've ever used. So let's cut up some chicken. I'm just going to use the Kiritsuke real quick just to do a little trimming on it. Nice. Just to test out. Look at that. That's beautiful. If you want to cut really thin slices of chicken, this is an awesome knife to do that. So I'm going to cut off, there's a little bit of connective tissue. I'm going to cut that out. Wow, this is fantastic. Excellent. Excellent job. What should I do? Should I do some tenders? Should I cook some of my world famous air fryer chicken tenders?
See if you can cut it nice and thin. Go ahead and cut that bad boy. Do a butterfly thickness on that guy.
Do a butterfly here.
Yeah, cut that thick hump in.
I can definitely cut a butterfly with this knife very nicely. Just, it's perfect. It's perfect. Excelente. For this, let's do a little chicken tenders. I'm going to cut out this connective tissue in here. Sweet. Got a little bit more right here. And just going to slice it this way. I barely even have to touch this. Really nice. Really, really nice. I mean, you can't ask for anything better than that. There's no way a knife could cut that any better than what that knife just did. Outstanding. Sabol Brothers, I give their knife thumbs way up. Thumbs, not even thumbs up, like thumbs up 20 times, right? These knives are fantastic. And one of the things is, just in the middle of this test, I got comfortable doing a push cut, which is amazing because I don't do that. I rock. But using this Japanese style chef's knife, I was doing a push cut and I was comfortable with it. I love it. So guys, these are my new favorite knives, Sabol Brothers Custom Made Knives. I'll put a link in the description to their Facebook page. Check them out because these are fabulous. Once again, thank you very much. Sabol Brothers is a small company. It's two brothers making these knives, and they do a great job. Thank you very much for sending them because we're going to have a great time using them, and you definitely will see them in future videos. If you like this video, please subscribe below, leave me a comment and a like, and visit my website at amylearnstocook.com. You can also catch me on Twitter and Pinterest at amylearnstocook, and join my group at facebook.com/groups/amylearnstocook, and on Instagram, I'm a Cookin' with Amy. Sweet. And so excited about putting these knives to the test.
To the test?
Test.
Try number 2. All right, getting to the fun part here. We're getting ready to hack something.